Let's talk about masterpiece fragrances. This is J Talk with J/James, where we have a little bit of a discussion about fragrance-related topics, or anything else, really. Oftentimes when I peruse the Facebook fragrance groups, I see a lot of people getting new acquisitions, which is great. You know, new fragrances, discovering new things, it's part of the journey, and it's a very, very integral part of the journey that I really enjoy. The act of discovery. It's really, really exciting, almost addictive. Well, definitely addictive, but however, within that excitement, I feel it's important to still be as objective as possible about those fragrances. You can't really get the full idea, the full experience of a fragrance until you've worn it at the very least 10 times, because fragrances behave very differently depending on the occasion, the temperature, your activity level, your outfit. All these factors will influence how a fragrance performs, how it makes you feel, what kind of reactions you get, which can all influence your perception of that fragrance. When I was going through a major designer freshie phase, I got my nose on this fragrance, Costume National Homme, and it was unlike anything I had smelled recently. And I was blown away. I was like, man, it's so unique. It's lasting like 14 hours on my arm. This is a masterpiece. Masterpiece. Now don't get me wrong, this is a great fragrance, but is this the Sistine Chapel of perfumery? No. And guess what? Neither is Le Parfait by Armaf. I'm sorry. Yes, it's very good value, and yeah, it's a pretty darn good clone of Creed's Green Irish Tweed, but it ain't no masterpiece. I think me especially as a reviewer, we need to be careful about what words we use when describing fragrances, because you can't quickly just label something a masterpiece or beast mode projection when it's a pretty good fragrance that maybe lasts 7 hours. I find this issue happens in two major situations. The first one being blind buys. You blind buy a fairly expensive fragrance, you get it, and then you have a confirmation bias. You're hoping it's good, you're hoping it's amazing, because then you don't feel bad about blindly spending 200 bucks, so you almost brainwash yourself into thinking it's the best thing ever, when really it's just pretty good. And even if it is objectively a masterpiece and all the reviews are amazing, it may not be amazing for you, because fragrance is extremely subjective, it's extremely personal, and all fragrances work differently on different people. So that's the first situation. The second situation is the niche facade. Don't get me wrong, I love my niche fragrances, I really do. The thing is, just because it's extremely expensive doesn't mean it's extremely amazing. And that could be for several reasons. Again, it may not work on you, whether it's too feminine, too masculine, too oody, too animalistic, whatever, it may not suit your tastes. Or it's just an overly inflated price that isn't quite justified by its compositional nature. Some companies feel that they're allowed to charge a certain amount because they claim their ingredients are more rare or better quality, the blend is better and all that. Most of the time that's true, but sometimes it isn't. And sometimes that high price isn't quite justified. Yet because you paid all that money, you automatically assume it's the best thing ever. All I ask in this video is, when you open your nostrils, open your mind as well. Stay open-minded, try and stay objective and realistic about your fragrances. Test them out quite a bit before buying and really convince yourself, this is a fragrance I actually need in my collection, because to me, it's a masterpiece. And those are the fragrances that you want to collect. Not the ones that are okay, not the ones that you used to like when you collected cheapies. Find those jaw-dropping, incredible juices that you're proud to have in your collection because you like them. Not because someone else said they're amazing, or not because they're 400 bucks, because they're yours. All of our links to the Facebook group, Snapchat, and Instagram are down below. And if you like what you see, then go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already, and like this video. Thanks for chatting with me on J Talk. Peace.